Oh man, just pumping these videos out, everybody. So let's talk blades. That's what we're into today. I got for you guys another Civivi. You guys know I like Civivi. I got a decent taste for any budget knife that would come up to par. Would be good old Civivi. This one is the Imperium in Natural G10, also known as Jade G10. I like calling it Jade G10 because that's what it kind of looks like. Kind of looks like a little glow in the dark type thing. But this one was a trade. Very happy with it, and this is probably the first one that I have in Nitro V. I'm not entirely sure I have any other knife in Nitro V right now, at least none that I'm 100% aware of. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I gotta reflect on that a little bit more. So here's the box, as boring as it is. You got your typical Civivi stuff. Of course, it comes in this pouch right here, and the knife is in here right now. But you do have your tactical silica, so you can toss it in the face of your enemies and be a complete idiot and get your ass beat. And, of course, comes in this plastic bag inside of this. And you got your reading material, your warranty information, along with your stickers, and a microfiber cloth, which, unfortunately, I didn't get the stickers, microfiber cloth, or the booklet. Like I said, this was a trade from somebody who previously owned. So it did come with this and the box, and I get to throw the box away because all I really like is this. And here's the knife. Unfortunately, this knife was partially used, but the blade is still intact and sharp as hell, so that's really cool. But I've been catching myself fidgeting around with this knife because of the deployment on here. You can go front flipper. Nah, that was terrible. Do it again. Front flipper. And front flipper. Or you can just do thumb stud, which the thumb studs on this thing are quite aggressive. They're pretty big for its nice and thin size, being 3.5 inches. I think it's a little bit more than 3.5. I'm not entirely sure. You got that forward choil right there, so you can choke up on it, and you can just go regular grip on there. You got a little bit of jimping right here, so you can rest your thumb on that pretty decently, and it's a decent knife. I really, really like this knife a lot. So much so that this is the second Imperium that I have. The first one, you guys know, I've done a video on it. It has micarta and Damascus steel, I believe. Love that. Love that knife so much that I've been wanting to get my hands on a normal Imperium. And I just never came around to it until I saw one of my buddies. He was walking around with one. And he's like, yeah, man, I don't really like the Jade one. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, so if you're willing to trade me something, and we'll see if we can work something out. And I ended up working this guy out. So really happy with it. So really cool stuff. Civivi. I think I've only had to tighten the pivot once because the blade was just a little bit on the wiggly side. There was a little bit of blade play, but that was easily fixable. Right there, you can barely see it. There's a little bit of pocket lint right there. I do apologize, but you can barely see it. There we go. Nitro V steel. You can see it, Nitro V right there in very small lettering. I love that about Civivi. They don't put huge text on their blade. It's just blade, and I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Deep carry pocket clip, which I really do enjoy. The screws are recessed on this bad boy, so there's no hang up, and there never really is. It's always great. It's a little bit blurry. It's not really focusing when I want it to. Come on. Whatever. Anyways, tip up, you can switch it from right to left hand carry, and guess what? You have a lanyard tube right there. So for you lanyard people, you can throw a lanyard on there, or you can just leave it as is, and it's not going to damper anything. Really cool stuff. I love the translucent G10. The natural G10 on here is really nice. It's a fantastic ad. It gives this knife a lot of character, and it just looks really pretty to me. It really does. This is very attractive. I really do like that. It just looks, I don't know, it looks, I would love to see it like ivory, you know? Ivory handle scales. Not real ivory, obviously. That sounds cruel. But you got the liner lock, and it is milled out. I don't need to bring out my flashlight to show you guys that they did do that to help reduce the weight of the knife. It's already very, very, very light, so I'll get into the specs. But first, I want to give you guys my personal thoughts on this knife. This thing is so much fun to fidget with. It's so satisfying just clicking it open and clicking and shutting it and closing it. I've caught myself doing that when I'm watching movies or I'm sitting down or if I'm just messing around with my knife. I do this so much because the thumb studs are so easy to get to. You can see how if you look at the thumb stud, it sticks out a little bit. It's just so simple. I can even do that, reverse flick it. It's so much fun. And then of course your front flipper. I'm not a huge fan of, you guys know this, I'm not a huge fan of front flippers. I'm not. But it's not a bad alternative to opening a knife. It's not. I'm kind of coming around to it. I still don't prefer it though. I see it as, you know what, it's there, it's necessary. I just have to maneuver my grip in a certain way in order to make it work. Like this is not comfortable and this is not comfortable, but it works and I can do it. This is not comfortable, but I can always do that and then wrap my fingers around, so it seems to work just fine. It's not 100% comfortable. I can tell you right now, I'm not a huge fan of that deployment. I still don't get it. I still don't get it with front flipping people. It's cool because it's different and it stands out. I get that. I wholeheartedly understand that, but when it comes to me trying to maneuver that, it just seems a little weird. I gotta pull out my pocket, then I gotta go to the very top of the knife, click it open, and hope that I don't accidentally drop the knife because I'm gonna be in some weird grip that, you know, in order to maneuver that type of opening sequence. So I prefer the thumb studs so much, and having that front flipper, I do like that. I respect that it's there, but I don't know. I'm not too crazy about it, is what I'm trying to say. And it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just not great either. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's jimping on the liner lock, so that way you can get to it pretty easily. And this knife does feel like a pencil in my hands because of how thin in both ways it feels. So it's not bad, but I can definitely tell you it's not great. But I'm not having a huge fit about it. I'm not feeling like this is something that I'm gonna dislike anytime too soon. I don't know if that at all makes any sense. It's just, I don't know. I like the look of this. This is very appealing to me, very visually appealing. And I like the functionality of it and how smooth it is. I do very much enjoy the knife in the whole, as a whole, in the whole. What the hell? It's just good. It's just really good. I've always liked the Imperium, and it kind of looks like a pen knife almost. I don't know if anybody else gets that vibe, but it's a pretty hefty kind of blade that doesn't always have to stand out, but it just works. It works very well, and I really do like it. I like the carryability of this knife. I've always liked the feel of it, the look of it. It just feels really good. Even choking up on this knife is pretty decent also. So it's good stuff. Really like this knife. I hope to get more Imperiums in my collection, but you know, we'll see how that goes. It just depends. I'm kind of nitpicky about them. So we'll get into the specs of this bad boy so you guys know what you're getting yourself into if you decide to purchase this thing. 3.5 inches, but the actual cutting edge is a little over 3, so 3 1/8 actual cutting edge. Close to 8 inches, but you're looking at 7 3/4 total from tip to handle. And close to 4 inches, it wants to be there, but 4 3/8 of handle just by itself. All things folded up in your pocket. And of course the weight. Got to see how much this bad boy weighs. Looking at a whopping 3.16 ounces for this little guy. So it's not bad. Carries nice. I knew it carried really light, and it is. If you're looking for a good, not so hard use knife, go this route, man. It's I like Civivis a lot. I really do. So 11.7 on the handle, and on the blade you're looking at a 2.6, if that means anything to anybody. I can't say anything too awful about this knife. It's just a lot of fun to open and close. The grip on this thing is pretty decent. I have a lot of real estate on this from here to here. Just know, I think the only thing that kind of makes me a little nervous is that my finger is right up against the edge of that sharpened area right there. So just keeping that in mind, if you decide to do anything with this knife, try not to thrust with it, because there's really, I mean, you're more safer down here than you are up here. Not to say that anybody should use this for self-defense or anything. This is a great EDC for all other tasks, and in a pinch, I'm sure this knife could work in self-defense applications if you have the training, or if you have the knowledge, or even the common sense to know how and when to use this. This is the kind of knife that, to me, seems great for every day, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a dress knife. I don't know if that makes sense, but it has a lot of, I don't know, it looks great for EDC, and it feels great for EDC, and it doesn't have to necessarily be some sort of knife that you have to carry on special occasions, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There's so much to like about the Imperium. If you don't have an Imperium from Civivi, I strongly suggest to get one, because they're just great knives. And if you don't like it, just return it. But I didn't think I would like the Imperium as much as I do now. I really, really do like the Imperium a lot. I think that this model by itself is fantastic. The only thing that kind of makes me a little nervous is that the stop bar, or the stop pin, which you can actually see it visually right here. There you go, you can see that. I don't know how strong that is. That's the only main concern. Every time I flick it open, I hear that it catches on that, and it's nice and tight every single time. It's not like it's loose or bent or anything like that, but I just fear that if this knife was under any kind of stress, that could probably fail. Or the lock, but the lock seems plenty. It seems to be doing decently. It's not, and the lockup is really early on it, so. And like I said, it's, I don't know if it's fall shutty. Is it fall shutty? Yeah, a little bit. So it runs on bearings, I can tell you that. That's why it's so dang smooth. I don't know if I've already stated that. So that's kind of nice. I really do enjoy that. It just feels good. It feels good, looks good. It's very pokey, very slicey. Nothing really bad to say about this knife. Every time I have this grip, I think of Voldemort. I'm sorry. I think I did that a few videos back because I couldn't help it. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, you know what kind of thing I'm talking about when he holds his wand. It's all weird. It's so weird the way he just kind of, I don't know how he does. It's so weird. Anyways, yeah, I like it. It's really nice. It's thin. I think that's the only thing that kind of bothers me. It's a bit thin, but it's not bad. It's not. I mean, it's a very handsome knife. It's very sharp. It's plenty sharp, and it keeps an edge pretty decently because it's Nitro V. It's good stuff. I don't know. Look into it. Check one out. Get one. Maybe rent one. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Go ahead and slash that like button, stab the subscribe, slice that bell icon. In these terriblest of times, everybody, please be kind, be safe, carry responsibly, and I'll see you all amazingly awesome people in the next video.